All right. Hey, folks, Sherman Ray, Livin in Vegas podcast. Time to get this show started. Good morning, everybody. It's Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show today. I'm laughing because I couldn't hear anything, and so I'm hoping that everything is working this morning. I believe it is, so we'll find out. We come to you each and every day, Monday through Friday, talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas, and got a fun-packed show for you today. I want to welcome all of our friends who are joining us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, all those places that we're at. And give them just a second to get online because it's just being announced right now that we're actually on. So very excited about that. We've changed the format just a little bit. I hope you got the memo on that. That we've actually changed the format. So we're not playing the entire show on Facebook as we normally would be. We're actually playing just the first couple of minutes of it. If you'd like to see the rest of it, okay, fear not, because if you are not seeing the entire thing, you can actually check it out on our website at livininvegas.com. That's right. Actually, just go to our website, livininvegas.com, and you can actually check out the entire show there. So we want. I know there's a lot of people who they just don't have time. They don't have time to sit here on Facebook and watch the whole thing. And we understand, we appreciate that. We will leave a link on our Facebook page so you can actually go to our website and watch the whole thing. And while you're there, there's so many other things that are on our website. You can actually check that out. And so we've got videos, we've got articles, and especially if you check out our Livin. You folks that I'm over on the Livin Weekly page now. On our Livin Weekly page, you can actually go to Livin Weekly, and it's on Livin Weekly also too. You can actually check out the entire podcast or download it via Spotify. Yeah, you can just download it via Spotify. I want to make sure everything is working. I think it is because we did some changes yesterday. I want to make sure it's all working out fine, and it looks like we're working. Okay. So for those of you, this might be the first time you're actually checking us out. I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. It comes to you quarterly, so it comes to you every 3 months or so. On the cover of this issue are the Bertas, and that's Kristen and Greg Berta. They are the owners of Junk Luggers, and they're just a fantastic couple of great articles inside that you can read about some of the happenings that happen in Las Vegas. Because when you think about, living in Vegas, you're really thinking about living local. I mean, that's really what we do. We talk about all the local happenings here in town, and that's what we'll do on the show today. And that's what's in Livin in Vegas magazine. If you don't have a chance to check out the magazine on our website, all you have to do is send me an email. Just send me an email, and here I'll put up let's put up our email address here. You can send it to livininvegas.com. Okay, so livininvegas.com. info@livininvegas.com, and you can actually, we'll send it to you. We'll send it to your inbox, and then you can download it. You can see it anytime you want. Matter of fact, you can put it on your phone, and you can just check it out on your phone. Okay, I think it works out. It does. Also, we've got a mixer coming up, folks. For those of you who are you've got to get to this mixer. This mixer is called The Happy Hour. It's at the Horse Trailer Hideout, 1506 South Main Street. Fun place. What a fun place. Owner Marissa is there. She's out there just making you feel at home. I want to thank our friends over at Beers with Friends, Audrey May and Mr. Shapiro. And Dave, he helps out with that and with all of our event planning and stuff like that. But definitely come out to that event, April 21st. That's Thursday. That's just in a couple more days. And you can check out that event over at the Horse Trailer Hideout. Fun. If you're a business owner, meet some great people. I'll tell you, I've met some incredible business owners at our events. And so don't miss this, guys. I mean, really miss any of our events that we have. They're just fantastic. It starts about 5:30, to about 7 o'clock. Okay, so you can actually check that out. I got a quick announcement for you folks, and then we'll see you on the other side. Okay, here we go. Hi everybody, it's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's so once again, special pricing, folks. If you'd like to be on the show, let us know. Go to advertising@livininvegas.com, and you will be able to do that. As I said, we're not going to be showing the entire video today on our podcast. And we're going to do a poll to see how many people, really want to hang out with us here on Facebook. Because I got no problem with it at all, because we're going to do the entire show anyways. But we're going to be showing the rest of the podcast on our website at livininvegas.com. And I hope to see you over there, folks. It'll be up in about another half hour or so. Give you time to take a shower and stuff like that. But we'll actually have it up in about another half an hour or so. And thank you all for being a part of the show. We'll see you folks on the other side for Livin in Vegas podcast. All right. And welcome, folks, for those of you folks who are still with us for Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm your host, Sherman Ray. And as many of you know, Las Vegas is doing some incredible things. And we're going to talk in the time we have remaining about the NFL draft that's got it coming up. We've got some events that are coming up also. And also there's a new place that's opening up in town. I've been waiting for this for a long time. And there's an incredible article that was written about it. And we're going to talk about it just a little bit. Okay. So let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights first. Okay. Yeah. So what do you want to say about this? The Vegas Golden Knights basically they had a losing streak at the worst time they could have ever had it. Yeah, they did. At the worst time they could have ever had it, they had, and so they find themselves on the outside looking in as far as the playoffs go. This might be the first time in our storied history that the Vegas Golden Knights may not make it. Yeah, I think unless we could win the rest of the season out, and we would still need Dallas to lose. We would still need, quite a few other teams to lose in order for us to win. Last night we played. Who did we play against last night? Gosh, some no-name team that beat us. New Jersey. New Jersey Devils beat us last night. And the sad thing about it, folks, was that the New Jersey Devils had not beaten us. We were like on a 4-game winning streak, and we lost to them last night. And it just heartbreaking. It really is. But we in Las Vegas are starting to learn that we don't love a team just because they win. I hope. Really hope. Because the Vegas Golden Knights they've transformed the city. They really have. Between them and the Raiders, Las Vegas has been transformed because of the sense of loyalty to a team, the sense of excitement going out to games. Even people have been going out, people have been going out to other sporting events because of the Vegas Golden Knights and the Raiders coming to town. So last night, I think we lost 3-2 to the New Jersey Devils. I think that's what the score was. Let me double check here. I think that's what the score was. Yeah, we lost 3-2. And, we tied it up after going down 1-0, but then we never really came back because the Devils, who had nothing to lose. That's the thing about it. The Devils had nothing to lose because they were losers. But in our division, And yet they still beat us. And we had everything to lose. We needed to win that game, and we didn't. So, oh well. What are you going to do? But in other news, we got some better news, huh? The NFL draft. So the NFL draft is coming here the 28th. And on the 28th, over at, I think I'll be at the Bellagio, of all places. Right, I'm going to, because I'm leaning forward a lot. Over at the Bellagio, the NFL draft is going to be here. And if you've been keeping up with what's been going on in the Valley, you know that they've been transforming the Valley. So, and what do we mean by that? Well, they've been taking the fountain area, which is in front of the Bellagio, and turning it into a huge stage. I believe it's actually going to be the runway, the red carpet area. And they're putting up all kinds of stuff. The cool thing about the Bellagio, which I have a personal connection with, because at one time I was a construction worker, and I was an electrician for about 15 years. And that was one of the first jobs I was on. So the very first job I was on was the Fremont Street Experience. I know. Yes, you can thank me. That's right. Pat me on the back. Pat. But the second job I was on in that same era was I worked on New York, Mandalay Bay, and then New York, and then I worked on the Bellagio. So all of those areas, something like that. So anyways, I worked on Bellagio, the fountains, and the electrical in that. So I have a very special connection with Bellagio and stuff. So the Bellagio fountains are going to be transformed. They've been doing it for, a week now. They're going to be setting closures all over the valley to accommodate that, and they're already starting, so don't worry. And it's going to get worse. They're going to start closing places off. They're going to get you ready so that by the time the NFL draft happens, that there will be no problem with traffic as far as the NFL draft goes. So this is the cool thing about it, is we are not only, you know how we do it in Vegas. We don't just do a show. We do extravaganzas. It's my word of the day. Extravaganza. So when we do a show in Vegas, we do something big and epic. Generally, it's very epic. So now we have the draft of all drafts. Going to have some high players in the city that is not only the sporting capital of the world, but we are the entertainment capital of the world. And Vegas is going to put on a show. So we're going to have basically little vignettes all in the areas around the strip area, where they're going to be able to they're going to have bands, 40-yard dash areas. What else do they got? The Las Vegas Convention Visitors Authority said they're going to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, my gosh. I mean, some great things. And the reason why, that's the way we do it in Vegas. That's just who we are. It's like saying, to a leopard, why do you chase after, gazelles? Because I'm a leopard. That's what I do. We're in Vegas. This is what we do. We do everything big, and it's going to be huge. So, music, entertainment, bands. They're going to have all kinds of bands, which are unheard of for an event of this magnitude. And in Las Vegas, it's pretty much it's what we do. So, looking really forward to that. And once again, all of this stuff is going to be free. So if you want to be a part of the whole NFL draft experience, it's free. And we'll leave a link to it on our website here at livininvegas.com. And check it out. We'll make it really apparent so you can actually find it on our website. But you got to register online, and we'll leave that link on our website so you can actually check that out. There was I don't know if you heard about this, and this is not really local news, but it is local news. The mask mandates on airplanes have been dropped. Okay, they're no longer happening, which means over at Harry Reid Airport, I believe they actually dropped all the mandates over at the International, and so you're actually able to Now, there was some confusion on this. Yeah, there was some confusion on whether or not you had to do it on buses. Did you have to do it on planes? Did you have to do it on trains or whatever? It's all gone. It's all gone right now. There was a federal judge in Florida who said that the mask mandates were unconstitutional. They were unlawful. You cannot force people to do that stuff. And so, go figure, right? And so they dropped the mask mandates Monday, and so and we'll leave the press release to this. It's a very interesting press release from the CDC and the TSA, saying, hey, why they're doing it. And over at Harry Reid, there's a so this was a tweet by Harry Reid International Airport. It says, we've followed TSA guidance throughout the pandemic and now are pleased to share that masks are no longer required in U.S. transportation hubs, including airports. Okay? Read more from TSA here. And so they've got the statement by the TSA. So that was an official tweet, from Harry Reid Airport about the mask mandates. So it is what it is. So which means, once again, you're getting more and more freedom to do what you want to do in Vegas. And it's really tough in Vegas. Yeah, it's very tough in Vegas to enjoy the city without seeing people's faces. Yeah, it's very tough. Even the street vendors who if we get a chance, we'll actually get to that story. Even the street entertainers had to wear masks, and that's just tough. I mean, how can you tell if a guy who's doing pantomime is even doing anything? I mean, he's got a mask over his face, right? I mean, how can you tell? I mean, he's blinking. Interesting thing about it is people have been able to figure out how to smile with their eyes, though. Okay, can you see that? So I'll put my mask on really quick. I always have my mask with me, folks. So can you tell if I'm smiling or not? So what they do is you're able to smile with your eyes. I think but there's nothing that can replace being able to watch people's looks on their faces. Actually, somebody on a flight attendant already said that she is overwhelmed. Not just because, you don't have to worry about people going crazy on flights and long flights who have had to endure wearing a mask and now they're pissed off. But it's always nice just to feel like somebody's smiling at you. Somebody's smiling at you. They're flashing the pearly whites. Here, I've got an announcement for you, folks. I want to make sure that you get this because if you don't, people could get really upset about this. So hang on a second here. And
hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and folks, also we've got an event coming up. It's called The Happy Hour. It's over at the Horse Trailer Hideout, 1506 South Main Street. That is actually Thursday, so it's in just a couple more days. April 21st. It starts about 5:30 to about 7 o'clock. It's a business networking mixer, but guess what, folks? If you're not a business owner, show up anyways. Okay, show up anyways because you're going to have a great old time down there with us over at the Horse Trailer Hideout. It's a craft brewery place. We love those places. Also, we want to make sure that we mention our magazine, which is out. It's called Livin in Vegas Magazine. Love this magazine, folks. It's probably one of our best that we've ever put out, which is great. Great articles. You can actually get that on our website, right here on our website at livininvegas.com. And you can actually even download a PDF copy of the magazine. And tomorrow, we're going to make an announcement about the Club 44. Okay? Club 44, we're going to make an announcement about it tomorrow. We've already been sending it out to our growing newsletter email list about Club 44. But we want to make sure you have an opportunity to be a part of that that organization and that auspicious club. So downtown, folks, there is a new nightclub that just opened up, and it's called We All Scream. Okay, We All Scream opened up downtown. They're right off of Fremont Street, and this place, it's on the Fremont East area, and which means basically they're just on that side of Fremont Street of Las Vegas Boulevard. Fremont East area is just growing by leaps and bounds, and we're so excited about it. Not only that, but we're excited about the whole arts district that is growing up. So the downtown area is getting really just kind of, it's getting to be that. So we're really excited about it. We're holding our breath thinking, is it going to happen? Now it is. It looks like people have invested. The city has done some great things. Thank you very much, Mayor Carolyn Goodman, for all you've done to grow the downtown area, because they've really invested a lot of money and they've invested a lot of time and resources to hopefully make the excuse me, let's have a little cup of coffee here, to make the downtown area what it is. So We All Scream, sound, lights, dance, and ice cream. Get it? We All Scream. It's a light show. It is a sound show. It's a sensory overload. This is from the owner of the place that talk about how cool this place is. And so we didn't have time to actually put up the pictures of it, but it looks really cool. Where's it located at? 517? Yeah, 517 Fremont Street. Okay. We All Scream. Okay. So Thursday. Oh, good. So after our event, okay, you can go to our event on Thursday. So go to our event, which is at just off of Main Street, and then after our event, you can go over to We All Scream. Why not? Right? We All Scream. And starts about 10 o'clock at night till about 2 in the morning. Friday, Saturday, the same thing, 10 to 3 in the morning. And then Sunday, noon to 6 p.m. So some cool stuff that's going to be happening here. And it reminds me of, this place reminds me of other, and it's on a huger, grander scale. I used to work at a bar called Botany's Nightclub. So Botany's Nightclub, I worked there for 4 years. In the 80s, mid to late 80s. And one of the things that, actually, no, late 80s to almost the 90s. It was owned by Carl Thomas and Aaron Nino, who we were just talking about him yesterday because he's part of the whole marijuana thing here in the Valley. And Botany's Nightclub, the Troubadour, the Shark Club, all of those, the Elephant Bar, all of those bars were just huge when I was, in my 20s. And then for many years, they all just kind of went away. I mean, Shark Club went away. Botany's Nightclub has always been kind of done this thing. But they all went away, and they were replaced by the casinos. So the casinos basically just swallowed up everything. And then they had, the Taboo, they had this, and all these other casino forward nightclubs. So unless you were going to a casino and you were, could afford $500 bottle service for, bottle of booze, that was really what the nightlife was at. So it looks like there's a return now to nightclubs that are actually not in casinos, which is a plus for the Valley. Bar none, and this is something that the Valley needs in a big way. Because face it, not everybody wants to go to a casino to go to a nightclub to have a good time. Not everybody wants to do that. I mean, that's for the tourists. And there's nothing wrong with it, folks. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with these casinos at all. But there's something about locals who are investing their money into a bar, restaurant, nightclub, that kind of thing. There's nothing that can replace it. When I worked at Botany's Nightclub, it was the number one place in town. Oh, yeah. the number one place in town, by bar none. Everybody judged what a nightclub was by what Botany's nightclub was. And when we closed, guess what we would do? We would go to another club. And none of them, I don't remember even seeing a casino when I was during those days. No, never did. Because you didn't have to. Because there were enough clubs around near the university. There was Mugshots near the university. There was the Elephant Bar. There were all kinds of stuff. Senior Frogs. And I know I'm dating myself, right? But all of those places were in place in Las Vegas when I was back in the 80s. And now we're seeing a return to this. So I scream. Okay, we all scream. We got to go there. Okay, I think after our networking event on Thursday night, I'm going to take the wifey over there. Yeah, I think so, because it should be fun. I believe that something like this is needed in Las Vegas. So, we're going to go over there. Enough of that. 517 Fremont Street. Let's talk about UNLV. So UNLV, I got just a couple minutes left. UNLV, John Cooper got hired, assistant head coach for UNLV men's basketball. Woohoo! So Coach Kruger found the guy who used to be, he spent 28 years coaching. Okay, can't beat that. Been head coach of Miami of Ohio, Tennessee State as well. Assistant coach at Oklahoma State, South Carolina, Oregon, Auburn, and at SMU. This guy has seen it. Okay, he has seen it. So Coach Kruger says, hey, guess what? We're going to bring some veterans in. You watch, folks. You heard it here first. UNLV next year, playoffs. Okay, we were that close this year. We were really that close. The women's basketball actually won the Mountain West. We were like that close. We were so close. Okay, we've lost a couple of people to the NBA draft, which was expected, but Coach Kruger has got what it's got. He's got a team that he's going to be able to work with, and now he's got a coaching staff, which is just fantastic. So we're so excited about what's going on with UNLV this year. Okay. Anyways, excuse me. I want to thank you all for being a part of the show today, folks. I've got to get out of here this morning because it's my brother-in-law's birthday today. Chip, I love him to death. He when I spoke to him yesterday, he said one more trip around the sun. Okay, one more. That's what he's kind of saying about it. But I've got a lunch date with him and a couple of the guys, and we're going to celebrate a little bit of Chip's birthday. Talk to a couple of people who are there that I think he'll be surprised when he sees them too, because there are a couple of high profile individuals that'll be there. But more importantly, Chip will be there, and we'll actually get to have a little bit of time together and see how he's doing, because he's a good guy. I mean, he's the big brother that he's my second big brother, and love him to death, and he's done such a good job with his life and all the things that he's done in this world. So we will see you again tomorrow for Living in Vegas, the podcast, where when you're thinking about living in Vegas, you're talking about living local, okay? Where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. I'm Sherman Ray, the publisher of Living in Vegas magazine, and we will see you again tomorrow.